Get ready to watch the dominoes fall. We watched the introduction of Fives and Echo in the episode Clone Cadets for our Chronological Clone Wars rewatch, so now it's time to break it all down.
On Kamino, Shaak Ti oversees the training of clone cadets with the help of contracted bounty hunters Brick and LS.
The idea that bounty hunters were used to train the clones is one that existed back in the days of Star Wars Legends, except back then the individuals hired were Mandalorian mercenaries like Cal Skirata.
Heavy, cut-up, droid bait, Fives, and Echo are the clones of Domino Squad, but they struggle to work as a team and are unable to pass the training missions. They spend too much time fighting amongst themselves over who should lead, who should follow, and so on. Before their final graduation test, they get a visit from ARC Trooper Commander Colt, who reminds them that the most important rule is to fight together.
The graduation test is called the Citadel Challenge, named and designed after the Separatist prison of the same name that appears later in Season 3. Jumping ahead to Star Wars Rebels, the Imperial Academy's testing ground seen in the episode Breaking Ranks was partially inspired by the training facilities in this episode.
During Domino Squad's final test, they make many mistakes, including breaking formation, disobeying orders, and they leave one of their squad mates behind. LS requests that they be given one final chance, but Brick demands that they be sent to work maintenance with the defective Clone 99. They are granted another shot, but the squad continues to fall apart. Heavy considers deserting his brothers. 99 catches him and says abandoning his squad is throwing away a chance to succeed. Meanwhile, Fives and Echo request a transfer to another unit, but Shaak Ti suggests they solve problems as a team rather than individually. Finally, Brick assaults Cut-Up and actually gives him the nickname. The next day, Domino Squad arrives ready to work as a team for the first time. Arguments are replaced with encouragement and teamwork. When they reach their final objective, they realize Brick has intentionally misplaced their ascension cables, so they develop a new, creative strategy to beat the challenge, impressing all their teachers. They finally graduate as clone troopers, and Heavy gives 99 his medal out of appreciation for his advice and brotherhood.
The theme of this episode is brothers in arms are brothers for life, and I think that it's pretty clearly expressed in this episode. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode, because we get a good look at like a day in the life of the clones and what their kind of training regimen is.
Right. I like that there is a big push for unity and loyalty within the clones, and it's interesting now seeing this in chronological order that this is only 2 episodes, if you count the movie, after The Hidden Enemy with Slick's betrayal.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if they kind of changed their training in response to that, where they're like, maybe we need to push harder for unity.
Yeah. So we're specifically looking at Domino Squad in this episode, and they don't exactly see each other as brothers. They see each other more as individuals.
Right, and that's kind of part of their problem of them not working together.
Yeah.
But what I think is really interesting is that the clone to kind of turn it all around is 99, the defective clone, so to speak.
Yeah.
But he seems to know what it means to be a clone and a brother more than the troopers do.
Yeah, and he's kind of unique and special, even though he's one of the defective clones, but he, because of, I think, how he looks and what he does, like, he's able to see the differences in all the other clones, and, you know, he kind of helps them identify with each other a little bit better and get along, and
even identify who they are within themselves.
Right.
Which I think is interesting. And they really come together once they find their individuality. And it's like they both need to see each other as a team, but also they need to find out who they are themselves. And I don't know exactly what the episode is saying, but it's kind of like you need to be comfortable with who you are before you can really effectively help a teammate.
Yeah.
I thought that was a interesting idea. The fact that they really came together after they got their names, their nicknames.
Yeah, that kind of gives them a sense of who they are and purpose. And then it's like, okay, now they know how they fit into this unit. And then effectively they can work as a team now.
Right. To flip that on its head, we see Lama Su and kind of what's at stake here. And Lama Su suggests basically tossing Domino Squad in the trash.
Yeah.
Like throwing them away.
I loved Shaak Ti in this episode, and she is in charge of training the clones, and Yeah, her and Lama Su are talking, and Lama Su's like, well, I mean, we could start over with a new donor if you want. And she's like, these are living beings. We're gonna keep going with what we got.
Yeah, but Lama Su doesn't see it that way. But then to go back to 99, he sees, like, the value in being a clone and not just a clone trooper. He sees that there is more to being a clone trooper than being a soldier, and he has to believe that they have value as human beings because he can't be a soldier.
Yeah.
He literally can't perform the task that he was born to do. Yeah, I think that ultimately brothers in arms are brothers for life. It's pretty cut and dry here, especially because the next time we see Domino Squad, a lot of them are proven to be brothers for the rest of their lives because most of them don't make it through the episode Rookies, which is a bummer. Yeah. It's going to be different for me watching this chronologically, kind of meeting them first, getting to know them before they die, because really, the first time I saw it, it was like, you meet these characters, oh, they're dead. But now it's like, you meet these characters, you get to like them, now they're going to die, and they're going to not die because they fail as soldiers, they're going to die in service of their brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Before closing out, let's go over some of the random pieces of trivia from the episode. As a prequel to the Season 1 episode Rookies, this introduces Domino Squad before they arrived at Rishi Base. We'll cover that episode in a few weeks.
The design of the clone training armor was inspired by old, battered leather football gear.
The Citadel Challenge ordered by Commander Colt, version THX variable 1138, is a nod to George Lucas's feature film debut.
Both Brick and LS were based on aliens that can be seen in the Mos Eisley Cantina in A New Hope.
The designs for the clone barracks dates back to concepts developed for Attack of the Clones, which were explored by the concept design team back in 2000, but were never finished. You can also find those facts on StarWars.com's episode guides, and they're currently doing a chronological rewatch on their website as well if you want to check that out. I'll put a link in the description of all the episodes listed out chronologically, but that's it for today. Next week, we'll cover Season 3, Episode 3, Supply Lines if you want to watch along. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel,
follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook,
and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.